A tradition 11 years in the making, and now St. Cloud gets their chance to host Hockey Day Minnesota. Tonight should be a fantastic matchup between the St. Cloud Icebreakers and the Sartell Sauk Rapids. Storm and Sabres Joe Scarella alongside Joe Erickson for what should be a great game inside the Central Lakes Conference, and definitely a rivalry game.
A rivalry indeed, Joe. This is a long time in the making for the St. Cloud community. Sartell Sauk Rapids is just happy to be here and playing against their rival. Circled on the calendar, all the cliches are there. Throw the records out. This is going to be a great game.
And these two teams have played earlier this season. They skated to a 2-2 tie back at the start of the year. Tonight, a little bit of a different setting, but it should be an interesting game as well. What did you see in that game that we might see again tonight?
I think Sartell Sauk Rapids slowed down St. Cloud a little bit. There was a lot of penalties, a lot of just patchy play that really didn't allow the number one line for St. Cloud, the Icebreakers, to get loose and do what they do best, and that is move on with open ice.
And St. Cloud has done that best all year. In fact, they're the best in the Central Lakes Conference. 7 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, and that's good for 15 points. They're at the top of the conference in the Central Lakes.
They are, and the way they've done it is they've just really taken every game one by one and haven't overlooked their opponent. They had a slow start to the season, but they've picked up the pace. They just recently beat Brainerd Little Falls, which is second in the standings and going to be right up there for the conference seedings when they go to sections.
That's right, and Brainerd is at number 2 in Central Lakes. Alexandria 3, Sartell Sauk Rapids in at 4, and Sartell 4-4-1 in conference play.
Yes, they, like I said earlier, throw out the records, getting ready for the national anthem. We'll continue our talk.
The Star Spangled Banner this evening is performed by Cathedral High School junior Hanukkah Worth.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight,
As far as I can go.
o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The Stars and Stripes presented here at Lake George, and now Sartell Sauk Rapids. We talked about them, 4th in the Central Lakes Conference. Who's one of the players to watch? Is it Brooke Walters?
It is Brooke Walters. The junior is explosive. She will go north-south. She will get down the ice.
As far as I can go.
Rest assured, the Icebreakers will be keen on Walters. Also on that same line,
And Anna Orth as well. Yeah, she's been fantastic. Yes, Brooke Walters, as you mentioned, 21 goals, 12 assists, 33 points. On the other side, the only player on the ice who's been just as good and better is Allie Cornelius, the senior left winger. 28 goals, 14 assists. That's 42 points in just 19 games.
she stepped up the pace. She averaged about a point and a quarter throughout her career, which started in 8th grade on the Icebreakers team playing varsity hockey. She now is joined by another superstar, Gabby Rude. That 1-2 punch along with Brooke Arvidsson on that first line has attributed to most of the offense so far for the Icebreakers.
Let's take a look at some of the starting lineups, starting with St. Cloud, the Icebreakers. Allie Cornelius, who else would you want on the ice to get it going? Gabby Rude will be the center. Brooke Arvidsson is right wing. She's the senior. She's got 9 goals, 19 points on the year. And then at the defensive side, a senior leader, Sophia O'Neill at the defense, and Jordana Swingle, the defenseman as well. She's got 8 points on the year.
Yeah, a real tough first line. They will play a lot. You know, it's no secret that they like to get those ones in there. They're also the power play line, and 4 of those players will be out there for shorthanded as well. So they are going to see some ice time, and hopefully they can just have a great game both sides.
Absolutely, and on the other side, we don't have their starting lineups yet, but we believe that Brooke Walters will be starting with Anna Orth and Grace McCabe.
That's the way it's been most of the year. Grace McCabe coming off a performance a couple days ago. She scored 2 goals against St. Cloud the first time they played, so she might have a magic elixir versus Musilevich, the goalie for St. Cloud Icebreakers. Getting ready to go, Joe.
Rude to draw. It'll be Mallory Heder taking the draw for Sauk Rapids matching lines right away. And off the bat, St. Cloud wins the face-off. Brought through the neutral zone, a battle on the near sideboards as the fans start to pile in here. And right away it's Sauk Rapids bringing it in. Shifts to the neutral zone and brought back by number 3. Anna Ortstad on net, but it's tipped aside. And another battle in the corner there, kick back out to the point.
These first couple shifts are going to be key, Joe. Get the jitters out, get loose a little bit, and start playing, and don't worry about the lights and all the fans.
The cage shot rattles the cage on the back and brought aside as coming back are the Icebreakers. Cornelius can't handle a pass near her bench, and the first line change for the girls in red.
Kind of like a baseball game as well. We're kind of twilight, so people are getting used to the shadows on the ice as well.
That should be a big aspect of tonight's game as we get our first whistle and offsides on Sartell. We are going to get some shadows today. How much of a change does that bring?
Well, you kind of saw it a little bit right there where they kind of thought the other person had the puck and maybe they're missing a couple passes. So it's going to be a factor for a little bit, but hopefully both teams will get adjusted to it, and in no time will we have top quality hockey.
Jordana Swingle on the near side boards trying to bring it out against Trebek. Mulliner starts off, her shot just goes wide. And another battle on the far side boards. Still tied up there, no one making gains. Now knocked to the ice was Lauren Wenzel, the freshman star on the Sauk Rapids team. And finally breaking out of their own zone is the Icebreakers.
A lot of speed on the Breakers team. They'll get that puck in the zone, and then they'll pick it up and try and chase.
Taylor Holm battling behind her own net. She finds it and plays it off the back of the cage. And back into the corner it goes, blown up there. Was Lauren Wenzel. Madison Molnar starts out, she'll push it in deep. And chasing after it was Libby Asper. And the junior unable to get there in time, and that will be icing.
So, Joe, we talked about this a little bit in the pregame, but these are rivals. They have been playing against each other for, a dozen years, and with each other in the summer on special teams or, an all-star team that combines communities. They know each other very well.
Top line back out on the ice for St. Cloud. Gabby Rude loses the draw. Breaking out of the zone is Anna Orth, that star sophomore. She pushes it in deep. And Swindle in after it. And we have another whistle. Looks like an offside back at the line.
Yeah, a little delayed offside. And again, they're getting accustomed to the ice. The blue line looks a little dark in spots. Once everything fills in, we'll be fine.
Rude wins the draw. And broken up there as Heder starts back. Heder pushed to the middle. It's broken up stick nicely Away out to the point it goes. McCabe will keep it in deep. Waiters pushes it across to the far point. Cleared off the near side glass all the way down. This could go for icing. It will, and back into St. Cloud's end we go.
Well, just kind of feeling each other out a little bit, making sure that they're not making any mistakes. No real scoring opportunities for either team yet so far. Sartell Sauk Rapids a little bit of an advantage in the offensive zone so far.
One thing we haven't talked about for St. Cloud is the girl between the pipes. That's Emily Muslewicz. She has got the C on her chest, and she's been good this season.
I like to call her Moose, and that's what most of her teammates call her. So if you hear me saying that, it's because that's what she's known as.
That's what she's known as, and she's been a workhorse in the net this season. Waiters stealing it at the near side. Backhand steered aside by Moose, as aforementioned.
Moose is very aggressive, and she'll get out there and poke check a lot when the puck is near the crease area.
Cornell puts it up and out of play. We get a whistle. Back outside the zone, the faceoff will come.
You know, I know we got a hockey game here, but we also got an event. And we've got people, the NHL Network is here, Fox Sports North is here, and we got a lot of action this weekend. Talk about that, Joe.
That's right, this is game one of the weekend, and St. Cloud State alumni game will follow this. Some former players from both the men's and women's Husky Pass. Tomorrow, game one at 10 a.m. It'll be the St. Cloud men's team as they get St. Cloud Cathedral. And following that, it's the St. Cloud State women's hockey team as they're taking on Minnesota Duluth at 1 p.m. That will be on the outdoor rink. And following that game, Moorhead versus Centennial on Fox Sports North, the men's team, as well as the St. Cloud State Huskies. They'll play on the Plus channel. They didn't trust them outside. They're playing at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center.
I think they also want that money term gate. The gate concessions will be big for those games, but what a tradition to play on that same day.
Absolutely right, and following that will be the Minnesota Wild. A big game for them as they start their second half of the season. Back at this game, Sauk Rapids throws it in deep. Orth in after it. This will not be icing. It was tipped. Orth plays it off the end boards and tripped up and into the box.
Yeah,
Will go Cornelius. That's right. She's the highest penalty getter on this team, and she gets the gate. And Sauk Rapids goes to the power play, their first of the night.
Yeah, Joe, she gets penalties a lot because she's around the puck so much. They're not malicious penalties, but it's just going to happen when you're around the puck so much. You're going to get some calls against you.
Tripping is the call. Cornelius to the box, and we talked about this. If Sauk Rapids wants to get a win tonight, what will they need to do? It's going to be on this power play.
They're going to need to take advantage of the power play. Absolutely, Joe.
First chance tonight, that power play unit comes out on the back end. It's Header as she's near you on this side of the ice.
And watch on this power play. I've seen this before. They're going to get in front of Moose. They're going to want to clog up the center, look for the tip. They will get the puck back to the point, and they will be taking shots. It's just one of the things that they do best. And it's always nerve-wracking for the St. Cloud Icebreakers when there's traffic in front of the net and the shots are coming.
Front end on this power play is Walters, Orth, and McCabe. And on the back, it'll be Wenzel and Header. Wenzel keeps it in. Excuse me, that's Orth as she tosses it over to Header as they start their power play. McCabe feeds it back to Header as they set up 3 high. Rude pressuring, shot goes blocked actually as that was broken up. And in front of it was Arvidsson, and all the way down it goes.
Fresh back checker, or fresh forward checkers for St. Cloud. They just switched their forwards.
In comes McCabe. She steered it over to Waiters, excuse me.
They'll wait for they're patient. They'll wait for that shot.
Walters' shot goes wide. And back to Walters it comes. She mishandles and Header somehow keeps it in the zone. She's able to get to it first. Walters' shot goes right to a St. Cloud stick And out to neutral ice it goes. Header trying to bring it in herself. She somehow sneaks through. And that one is back out to neutral ice, cleared nicely by a St. Cloud stick.
McCabe is going to change, but she was the forward for Sartell Sauk Rapids that was clogging up that crease.
Walters patient with it. A very patient power play so far. Her shot, nice glove save there, as that one tipped in by Musalewicz. Shot there by the top, and Musalewicz gets the glove on it after it was tipped.
Yeah, Moose just, look at the reflexes. It's tipped, 5 feet away from her, and she's able to adjust the glove and get the nice save.
Sauk Rapids able to move that puck nicely on the point. But Musalewicz with her first real test of the night, and she comes up strong.
And we're getting the ice cleaned. This is nice. This is the youth hockey participation. These are teams that are going to be playing on Sunday as they have youth day.
What's kind of nice about this too, we talked about this before we came on the air, is that we've seen so many kids in this facility and getting the chance to be involved in this weekend's aspect. That builds the game.
This is a dream come true for the St. Cloud area. They've been working on this off and on for 5 years, trying to get this location for Hockey Day Minnesota. Everyone is excited. The committee has worked night and day to make sure that everything looks good. Everything's going as planned, knock on wood, but they can keep it going. Great community involvement, hundreds of volunteers, and everyone is just thrilled to be the showcase for the state of hockey.
We talked about the ice conditions as well before the start of this game. St. Cloud State is actually in their second game on the outdoor ice. What happened in their first?
Yeah, the Icebreakers played in Coon Rapids. They had a big win over Simile. I believe it was 6-1, and it was under the lights. It was a much colder night. I was at that game, and it was right around 1 or 0 for the game time temperature with a little bit of wind chill. They had the hand warmers on, the St. Cloud Icebreakers did. Not the same conditions tonight, but I think they've got a little bit of advantage over Sartell Sauk Rapids, having been played outside already.
Nicer temperatures for sure, 41 degrees at puck drop.
Unbelievable.
And the ice looks great so far. It's holding up nicely. And Sauk Rapids here on the power play. Walters bringing it in, trying to bring it aside. Saved there by Musalewicz and kicked back out. Walters with a nice chance. Header holds tight there on the near side boards. Fourth there, far side.
And the power play is over. A good kill for the Icebreakers.
Back to full strength. Cornelius hustles back into the play. Ties up Header on the end wall. Sauk Rapids only able to get 2 shots there on that power play as the St. Cloud penalty kill stands strong. And there another shot tested was Musalewicz, and another nice save into the padding it goes.
So in talking to the coaches over the past couple days, they say it's just another game and it's ice and the boards and all the configurations, but let's be honest, these guys are, these girls out there are playing a dream, and they're gonna have to be used to that, and that's what they're doing right now. Another shot on net against Musalewicz, a little action in front of the goaltender, the senior goaltender, is going to Concordia next year.
That was Kaylee Ottman who brought it in, the 4th line right winger. Now she's in at center on this 4th line. Oh, excuse me. That was Lizzie Minerath.
Yeah, one of their seniors.
Yeah, teams mixed up as both number 4s were on the ice there for a moment.
Right.
And St. Cloud starts breaking out of their own zone. Dumped in by Taylor Holm as she battles with 3 Sauk Rapids sticks. And the Icebreakers will hold in.
The second line gets going for the Icebreakers, and they're in good shape. They've got wheels. They can fly out there.
Lauren Bredigan pressuring. She puts on the pressure to number 24 in black and blue. That's Riley Trebek out at the point. St. Cloud still trying to do work in the defensive zone as they finally get it out there. Rude, blasted, and she's going to go to the box. That will be checking as the St. Cloud team will go to their first power play. It was Rude drawing the penalty. And to the box goes Walters, the captain.
Absolutely, they're in special teams again. They're going to have to be patient, get the puck around and look for that good shot and try and get this lead, the early lead, which is going to be big in a game like this.
Absolutely right. Checking is the call. There is no checking in women's hockey.
Right, and it's, you know, some of the nuances of the game is pretty similar, but yeah, that's a big difference, the checking.
Moving the puck nicely out at the point and starting things off. In their own zone, Sophia O'Neill putting on the pressure. O'Neill still patient with the puck. One-timer just goes wide. That was off the stick of Cornelius. The leading scorer set up on that far side. O'Neill looks for her, finds her. Cornelius' shot goes wide again. Held in there. Moorbauer. Her shot tipped in. Another opportunity, still loose, and they score!
The machine, Gabby Rude and Ellie Cornelius again taking advantage of that pressure they put on the goalie.
St. Cloud finds the back of the net, and they kick off Hockey Day Minnesota. It's Gabby Rude, her 15th goal of the season.
And it's electric here in St. Cloud. Here's the replay. Look at, talk about that replay, Joe.
Great puck movement there, brought out from Ellie Cornelius. A shot on net, 2 or 3 opportunities, and Gabby Rude, the center on that line, she finishes it. And into the back of the net it goes, and St. Cloud with the lead. Walters starts back, her shot tests Musalewicz, but Musalewicz comes up strong. Goaltender for St. Cloud tested quickly off of that goal. Now Sauk Rapids trying to get something figured out, but the goal scorer, Rude, starts back. Rude pushes in deep from her knees, throws it to the net. And it was Stockinger. Sorry, DeMarais. DeMarais with the nice save. A ref goes down on the near side, tied up there by Walters. And coming in after it, in her own zone. She's pushed hard there. Able to corral out to Cornelius. She had the assist. And tack on another point to her total.
Giving a second assist to number 10, Kennedy Erickson. I know her.
You absolutely do. Tell us about that relationship.
That would be my daughter. Very proud.
That's right.
A lot of fun to watch her play. Yeah, we got a check there.
Yep, going to the box will be number 3, Abby Chamernick, the right wing. Looks like it could be a checking.
Yeah, and Chamernick's been playing hockey. She's a youngin', but I believe 7th grade for Abby Chamernick. And she is the daughter of the former Icebreakers coach Chamernick. So hockey in the blood. And again, we talk about the game, but we cannot not talk about the setting and everything like that. This is a family affair. The Rudes have players on the ice now. Eric will be coaching later, and then their son Max will play tomorrow as well.
That's right. His Eric Rude, the head coach of the St. Cloud State women's hockey team, as they just finished up their game against Minnesota Duluth. Game 1 of the series, game 2 will be tomorrow on the outdoor rink. That should be an adjustment, but his daughter out on the ice today. He has a son out on the ice tomorrow. So a busy weekend of hockey for that family in the St. Cloud area.
Yes, and Gabby has committed to Cornell, but there is a series in place with St. Cloud State. So Coach Eric Rude will coach against Gabby Rude and the Cornell team.
Just her 4th penalty of the season is Chamernick. She's been a pretty disciplined player, but to the box for checking she goes, and for their 2nd power play of the night goes Sauk Rapids 0 for 1 with 2 shots on net. Now short-handed comes back. That's number 5, Taylor Matheson.
This is their 2nd unit of penalty killers. They have a lot of speed. Mathias in and home.
Walters slams on the brakes. She had the infraction. Header there. Shot steered aside by Musalewicz. tipped in front, still loose on another battle. 3 or 4 whacks at it was the leading scorer on Sauk Rapids.
Golden opportunity for McCabe right there. She's in front of the net a lot.
Another slap shot goes on net, and a second opportunity, but right into the padding was the shot from header, and Musalewicz a nice save.
So, Joe, we can't get away from the fact that these teams, like we talked about, and we will talk about, let's look at the replay first.
Couple shots on net there. Musalewicz with another nice save. She had to make 2 or 3 saves on that one.
She's been tested so far. There have been some shots on net against Musalewicz so far.
In fact, 12 shots on net for Sauk Rapids to the 4 for St. Cloud, hustling the other way.
1 minute left in the power play for Sartell Sauk Rapids. See if they stay with their tradition of getting in front of the net and taking a lot of shots.
Now an odd man rush, nice move. Walters broken up defensively. Sophia O'Neill with a nice stick. That one tipped just wide. Musalewicz couldn't find it. Cornelia's stick check misses the puck and held in the zone. McCabe, her shot, nobody on the back door, as she might have been looking for a stick, and out of the zone it goes. That should do it. With just about 25 seconds left on the penalty, Cornelius unable to break it up. Walters, she's been on the ice pretty much the entire penalty. And Cornelius' backhand will go 200 feet. And that should do it. Chamernick will come out of the box. Maybe one final rush, but tied up in their own zone is Sauk Rapids, and that'll do it. Chamernick right back onto the ice and dumped in deep.
For those of you watching at home, the reason we're not sure about the time, our scoreboard's at our back.
They have the.
So we got to turn around to lose the action, but to pick up how much time is left.
That's right. A lot of changes, not only for the people on the ice, but for us here in the press box. And that will be another penalty on St. Cloud. And Sauk Rapids will get their 3rd chance on the power play this period. They're 0 for 2, but they've had their opportunities.
Yes, and that was Jordan Swingle who just got her stick into the skates of the Sartell player. And it's just one of those things, wrong place, wrong time, wrong situations, give you 2 minutes. They just had to call that one.
So now 3 penalties on St. Cloud in the first period. If you're head coach Nick Tebow, what are you telling your girls at this point?
Well, try and stay out of the box. That's for sure the one thing that he is saying. By the way, Nick is 29 years old today. Happy birthday, Nick. He will say, give me a birthday gift, stay out of the penalty box. If not, let's clear out in front. So many shots are coming in on Musalewicz that, you know, the tips are going to come, and sometimes you just can't control them.
4:17 to go in the first. Musalewicz has been equal to the task. She's had to face 12 shots, mostly on part of the penalties, and we just saw another one, a tripping on Jordana Swing.
Yeah, again, you know, it's nothing you can do about it sometimes, and the shovels are out, and we're getting ready to start the power play with 4:17 left in this first period. Not a lot of, not a little bit of back and forth, not a lot of, I don't know, how do you say it? It's just been kind of broken up here a little bit.
That's right, and the power play and penalty kill will do that to you. We've heard from even coaches at the higher levels, such as college and the pros, that power plays, a lot of power plays in period isn't necessarily good, and obviously not on the penalty kills either. You just can't get the rhythm, especially if you believe you can win 5-on-5.
Yeah, they want those lines 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, however they go, but they just can't do that.
Regardless, it's a power play for Sauk Rapids. Walters, the trigger girl on this point. She gets another shot, and a little bit of leather by Musalewicz.
Now, just watch McCabe, and you know, I don't want to focus on one thing, but it's bound to happen if they get more opportunities. A big body right in front of the net, and it's hard to move her out of there.
Screen applied, but Musalewicz gets a glove on it. O'Neill will push it behind the net as they try to clear it. Held in nice by Orth. She's been great today on the point. She feeds it to Walters. Expect Walters to shoot. She has all day today. Orth, though, with the fire and another glove save by Musalewicz.
Now, the other thing that you asked me about this earlier, what's Coach Tebow telling the crew, the power killers, or penalty killers? give the goalie a lane, let the goalie see the puck, and that's what they've been doing pretty good so far on these penalty kills. You see the replay. Emily Musalevich has a clear shot at the puck. She can see it just fine, and she makes a save.
Header missed his shot as it was blocked in front, and Rude, the goal scorer, sends it all the way down. Played on the back end by the goaltender for Sauk Rapids, Madison Damaris. And Sauk Rapids a little bit tied up on their own end. We've seen that St. Cloud's penalty kill has been very aggressive when it goes 200 feet.
Yeah, they'll try and get down there in the corner, just pin it down there, and just, as they say in the sport, eat it.
Walters rings around. Her attempt at the net was broken up by a stick. She has got the speed it takes to be very aggressive nearing the goal. McCabe now circling near the top of the circle out to Orth. Her shot tipped on top of the net. Wow, that one was close.
Wow, that was a fantastic shot. Like you said, the traffic. Get the traffic in front, get a little tip. Take a look at this replay.
That was another nice shot there from Orth, and it was tipped over the top of the net, though, and it landed on top of the net. Musalevich couldn't necessarily see it, but...
Is that 2 points, basketball?
Yeah, in basketball you get 2 for that. In hockey, you get nothing, and Sauk Rapids wish they had 1 here on the power play. They're 0 for 2 so far, as they've been firing shots, 14 so far. And I think 10 of them have come from Walters. She's been firing all day.
She's been busy.
Minerath now circling, sashaying her way around her shot. Musalevich the save, kicked back behind the net and broken up. That will be cleared all the way, nearly all the way down, held in somehow. That's Paulson. Paulson still with it.
5 seconds on the penalty, it's almost over.
Another nice kill for St. Cloud as swing goes out of the box. On the far side, Lauren Wenzel. She'll get it over to this side of the ice. Paulson shot cleared. And now an odd man rush for St. Cloud, 3-on-1. Pulled aside, Cornelius through the legs, what a move over to the other side. What a play, just goes wide.
She's got the moves, there's no question about it. It's just getting that puck in the net that didn't happen that time.
That's a move that St. Cloud fans are familiar with if you've seen Julia Tilke for St. Cloud State.
And the fans will be able to see that move next year perhaps as Allie Cornelius is committed to St. Cloud State.
That's right, Cornelius will become a Husky next year. She has had a lot of ice time today, and for good reason, averaging over 2 points per game this season. Paulson now for Sauk Rapids trying to tie the game. Her shot doesn't leave the ice though, and off the pad, cleared in the corner by Musalevich. Now Cornelius, like we mentioned, down the near side, maybe some more dangles. How about another one? And broken up there. She got around 2 defensemen, couldn't get around a third.
Yeah, that dangle is her patented move, if you will. Even if you know it's coming, it's still hard to stop.
2 moves as she absolutely pulled the string on 2 Sauk Rapids defensemen.
And how apropos that we're playing outside pond hockey, if you will. That's where you get those moves.
She's been great on the pond today, and because of that, her team has a 1-0 lead. She had the assist on the Rude goal that came earlier in this period on the power play. Trying to find Orth on the near side, but held in. O'Neill's shot blocked. Still in front looking forward, but Sauk Rapids able to get it out to the end boards. Now here comes Sartell Sauk Rapids. Hansen will just ring it around as she wanted to get back to her comfort at the post. And Orth will find it. Out to Crowell. Her shot tipped in front. Musalevich is saved. She was tested again.
Another tip.
That's what they're looking for Sauk Rapids, because Musalevich has been awesome on every shot she's faced today. But near side, Walters. We get a whistle, and that's the end of the first period. As St. Cloud will go into the locker room up 1-0. The goal by Rude.
Yeah, a big goal for Gabby Rude to get that first one is going to be, well, it sets the tone. It's one of those things that you really want to take advantage of that. Now they go to the locker rooms and they got a lot of talking to, Joe. They got to find out how they can stay out of the penalty box. I'm talking about the icebreakers. And of course, Sartell Sauk Rapids, if you're Coach Marty Anderson, I don't think you're all that disappointed the way you played. You had some opportunities. You have a lot of shots on net, a lot of tip opportunities, Joe. So I don't think Sartell Sauk Rapids is going to really, they're not going to push the panic button by any means.
Sartell with 17 shots in that period, but the biggest story in that first was the goaltender for St. Cloud, Musalewicz, got all of those saves because she was all the way on top of her crease and she was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was phenomenal, and you know, I know firsthand that they do practice that tip drill, especially when they're going to be playing up against a team that gets in front of the net. So Musalewicz is a big presence. She's in front of the net. She will make sure that you know that she gets a good view of it, good shot. That's all any goalie asks for, Joe, as you know. Let me see the puck, and then I can stop it. She's got confidence, and she's got abilities too.
Well, the goaltender was great. On one end, it was St. Cloud getting the only goal on the power play. What did you see on that one?
Well, it was just pressure the net and get shots on net. Damaris makes the first save, and maybe even a second save. But eventually, if you get Gabby Rood around the net, you get Allie Cornelius, Brooke Arvidsson, some of the top line skaters. They're going to put the puck behind the net. They're going to put the puck in the net.
St. Cloud has the lead 1-0. We'll be right back for the second period of this great game here on the UTVS stream. Welcome back to day one of the two-day Hockey Day Minnesota, as they called it, Hockey Day Minnesota Eve. St. Cloud has the 1-0 lead over Sartell Sauk Rapids, and it's been an interesting game to say the least. A lot of penalties. What have you seen? What did you learn from the first?
Well, I learned from the first that Sauk Rapids is very content on doing what they've done all season with success. Now that success hasn't come over because Musalewicz has been in the net and she's done such a good job. She's been a brick wall and stopped every opportunity.
Musalewicz with 17 saves. Sauk Rapids has put on the pressure, but right away St. Cloud gets the puck in deep. It's that top line. Rood, the goal scorer. She's out on the ice. It's Cornelius. She had the assist. She's putting on pressure. Broken up there and tied up by Matheson. Cornelius finds it, throws a little backhand to the net. Shoveled and corralled by a goaltender we haven't talked a lot about, and that's Madison DeMarias.
Yeah, Damaris has done a good job in the net for Sartell. It's just through the season, I think the opponents have just had too many shots on net. Now they plateau. It's either Damaris or Stodinger in nets for Sartell Sauk Rapids.
DeMarias comes into today's game with a 5-4-1 record. Pretty good on the year, 903 save percentage. She's second only on the team to Chloe Stodinger, who's 4-4-2 on the year with a 940. They seem to split time, that's for sure, but both goaltenders have been just about 500, so just about right where you know.
Absolutely. Mathiasen Mathiasen is playing with that first line right now for St. Cloud State. Brooke Arvidsson not out there. I'm not sure if she's moved to a different line or just a little injured.
Cornelius shovels one to the net. It was loose on the doorstep. No one could find it. Now puck's thrown into the far side corner. Sartell will try to push up. Seems like St. Cloud has had the offensive zone pressure so far in this period. Last period, that was not the case.
I haven't leveled the ice off, but right now it is tilted in both periods. It's been towards the way the Sauk Rapids, St. Cloud is doing.
Well, if that's the case, it will end up even at the end of the game. They will switch sides halfway through the third period. That's a future them problem, though, right now, as St. Cloud is trying to get another goal to extend their lead while Sartell tries to pull even into the offensive zone. It goes for St. Cloud. As the Icebreakers unable to do anything on that offensive rush, and back comes the blue and black of Sartell Sauk Rapids. Pretty back and forth so far in this period. Not a whole lot of opportunities on either side in the first minute of play.
Nothing so far, but you know, these teams are again trying to get that momentum going, trying to get the feel for the other side of the ice, so to speak.
Back on the ice is that top line, Gabby Rood. The A on her sweater, circling around. Scissor cycle across to the captain and Cornelius. We've seen Cornelius' hands today. Out to the point it goes. Cornelius regains possession. Nice move there. Kick to her skate. Rebound back up, and another chance still loose as Matheson trying to get a second or third opportunity to the back of the net, but equal to the task was Demaris.
Late offsides coming up, and there's the offsides. O'Neill wasn't aware there was someone down in the offensive zone for the Icebreakers.
That was Cornelius who fell down in the offensive zone. Offside, it'll go out to the face-off dot just outside of the Sauk Rapids zone.
PA announcer just announcing Coach Tebow's 29th. He'd like nothing more than a victory.
That's right. And we talked about how he was hoping for less penalties for his birthday, and he's done good at that in the first 3 minutes here in the second period. Last period, St. Cloud went to the box 3 times, and that's why this game is as even as it has been.
That's exactly right. The shot on net there was by Kennedy Erickson, so I'd like to thank her dad for the good parenting and get the shot on net.
Absolutely, a great shot on net there. Wonder where she learned it all.
I don't know. Probably not me.
Back into the offensive zone comes Sauk Rapids. Pushed aside there. Back out to the near side boards and kicked out, but held in. Thrown on net, another opportunity as there is a broken stick. It's a lumber yard right in front of the net there. A couple of broken sticks, it looks like. St. Cloud going out of play that goes into the stands, and for the first time we've seen some of the fans having to be on their toes here in this outdoor facility. We have a lot of fans at this game tonight.
Yes, we do. It's a great setting. Fans all the way around. Teams that will be playing later on. Teams that will maybe not play, but still want to be part of this atmosphere.
They'll continue to pile in tonight. After the game, we have the St. Cloud State alumni game. Former Husky greats from the men's and the women's side of the ice return to play a game against themselves to see who still has it.
I'm predicting a Husky victory.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere because these guys are coming from different programs. Some of them played under Moscow, some played for different coaches, and they'll just have an opportunity to come back and just have fun with each other and a little camaraderie on the ice.
Speaking of head coach Motzko, him and his team will be on the ice tomorrow night at 5 o'clock as they take on Minnesota State Mankato. That game on Fox Sports North Plus. On a busy day of hockey and a busy trip to the penalty box it has been for St. Cloud. They will get another one. The late call, Sauk Rapids breaks out. That's Walters. She's got speed nearing the end. Line slams on the brakes. A little snow ticks up. And finally touching up is St. Cloud. And that is their 4th penalty of the night.
And that's going to go up against number 5. I believe that's Taylor Holm. I'm not sure if they're going to call cross-check. Oh, excuse me, Mathiasen. Holm is number 15. Mathiasen with the penalty. She gets 2 minutes in the box.
Holm to the penalty, Mathiasen in the penalty box. As you said, 5 and 15. They've both been very active in today's game.
Indeed they have. And another penalty kill as they're working on the scoreboard right now. They've got it up. And there we go.
St. Cloud 3 for 3 on the penalty kill so far today. Sauk Rapids trying to change that here, but broken aside, and now a shorthanded opportunity. It's a breakaway. Brought in backhand, just goes wide. That was Rude looking for her 2nd of the night.
And I've talked to Gabby Rude before. She does not like breakaways. She just feels the pressure of it, and she doesn't have a great track record, or so she thinks. She puts it in enough, but she didn't that time.
She had the goaltender beat, but to the back wall it went as she missed the net. And St. Cloud, with one of their better chances of the night, came shorthanded. Now Sauk Rapids trying to figure it out on the power play. Not happy with their power play efforts so far. McCabe holds it in. Shot steered aside. Usalewicz able to kick it across. And McCabe will hold it in. McCabe cuts to the near side. Now
McCabe's low. There we go.
Now Walters misfired on a pass. It was his header looking for it.
They are just trying to bottle it up again, eat it. They want that clock to keep going and let the puck just sit behind the net. That's okay with them.
Clock ticks down to 44 seconds left on the man advantage for Sauk Rapids. Held in, now wide open on the doorstep is McCabe, but it was tipped across and it goes over her stick. Walters spinning around in the neutral zone. She pushes ahead.
Here comes Cornelius.
Interath loses it to Cornelius, who just at the end of a shift gets it in deep, and she'll get off the ice. Maybe a smart play there, shorthanded.
Absolutely. You don't want to be tired when the other team's coming back on a break.
Sauk Rapids trying to figure things out. It's Alexa Paulson.
Again, St. Cloud will give them that outside. They don't want the puck in the middle.
St. Cloud kills off another penalty kill. That's 4 for 4 on the night, but held in the zone. That one was tipped off a defensive stick.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play.
Absolutely.
Get that puck up there and it deflected right down. I believe that was Cumming that tipped that down. But don't want friendly fire to go in your own net.
Lauren Cumming with maybe the best chance of the night for Sauk Rapids on the other side, as the St. Cloud defenseman got her stick up high, and the call was high sticking, so it'll go inside of the St. Cloud zone, but they win the draw cleanly. Clear it back out nearly to center, but held in nice by a black and blue stick. Now another odd man rush. It's Rude. Who else? Bringing it down. Tries to pull it through. A great defensive play there by Carly Hansen, the junior, who's solid on the back end for Sauk Rapids.
It's first line again for the Icebreakers, playing with Mathiasen. She's out there instead of Brooke Arvidsson, so I haven't seen Brooke in a while. I will check and see if she's in the lineup still or maybe injured. She got hit in the hand a little bit earlier in the first period, I saw.
Lauren Wenzel finds Libby Asper, but out comes St. Cloud. How about Cornelius? Trying to spin away. She was hooked up. She wanted a call. She's not going to get one. All the way down it goes. This one trickling will be icing, as it was too far out of the reach of the St. Cloud stick. Chasing it deep was Sophia O'Neill, and all the way down to Sauk Rapids zone it goes.
Well, we certainly hope you're enjoying this broadcast. You can take it all in if you come down and later on the weekend, but there's just so many elements to touch, feel, and just experience.
That's right, and they're starting to pile in for sure. It was pretty packed here at 5. Now there's not a whole lot of seats remaining here just outside Lake George in St. Cloud. The Granite City playing host to Hockey Day, Minnesota, and a great event it's already been. We're a period and a half through game 1 of a jam-packed weekend now held in the zone, battling for it. Once again, St. Cloud's shot goes wide. Icebreakers trying to figure things out offensively. Jamernak loses it. The other way comes Sauk Rapids. 2-on-2 at the line. They'll dump it in and get off on a change. And in comes a new unit. Cromwell maybe gets away with the hit there as she brought down Jamernak near the penalty box, but she stays out of it. And up into the Sauk Rapids bench it goes. We get a whistle.
Again, we've talked about it. I want to talk about it again, but you know, the feeling that these players have had, the seniors that have been looking forward to something like this for such a long time, and then again the shovelers. You know, every team is trying to get some representation in. The whole community of St. Cloud is behind this game, and it's just been a great opportunity already for everyone to showcase what we have here in Granite City.
That's right, and they're getting a chance to do it in front of a huge crowd.
Something they'll remember forever. I mean, you look back at the time playing hockey, and in the blink of an eye, it's done. I know for both teams, the seniors, you know, Sartell, Sauk Rapids doesn't have that many. I think they've just got 3. But then you look over the St. Cloud team, and they've got 9. So this is their opportunity. This is what they look at. This is the precipice of their careers. You want to put it all together right at the very end.
And a run for St. Cloud might just be starting here in the grand scheme of things as they're nearing the final few games of the regular season. As St. Cloud is trying to push for a playoff spot.
Yeah, they've got their northern swing coming up in a little over, well, a week from today. They'll be in East Grand Forks and Roseau. I'm not sure if it's a Friday, Saturday. I believe it's East Grand Forks first and then Roseau. But those will play a big part in the seeding. They've got Roseau in their section. They've got Brainerd, Little Falls. They've got Sartell, Sauk Rapids. So they've got some tough teams, and they've got to finish the season strong to make sure that they get a top seed. You don't want to go to Roseau to try and get a place at state tournaments. You want to be at home.
And for St. Cloud, they have a few big games on the docket, including number 2 Thief River Falls, as Musalewicz gloves that one up. And then they go to Roseau Alexandria at number 4 Northern Lakes, and they finish the season at St. Cloud Cathedral against Osseo Park.
Yeah, my mistake. I did say East Grand Forks. They're not going there. Thief River Falls, the Prowlers, they go up there. They beat East Grand Forks earlier, last Saturday.
That last Saturday game, January 13th, they got the win 6-0 over the number 8 team in the state. Now on a break is Cornelius. Her shot right off of the mask of the goaltender, and sliding in hard was McCabe. Now on the backhand, loose, and they score! Cornelius tack on another.
These players are all around the net. They know where they're going to be, and more important than that, they know what to do when they get the puck. And no stranger to the net. There's another one for Allie Cornelius.
Number 29 on the season. She's averaging 2 points a game this year. She's got 2 points already today, a goal and an assist for the captain in red.
For Sartell Sauk Rapids, they're going to probably be a little bit apprehensive after going down 2-0, knowing that they're trying to score against a very good goaltender. These games are always low scoring between Sartell Sauk Rapids and St. Cloud, and we're off again to another close matchup.
Cornelius can't help but find the back of the net. She does it with 7:47 to go in the second period. She extends the lead to 2-0 for the Icebreakers. Now the Icebreakers back on the attack. They get it in deep. Shocker, it's not that top line, as they seem like they've been out on the ice all night, but back comes Sartell Sauk Rapids. And another penalty coming up. How about another checking? And Sauk Rapids will go to a power play.
Yeah, they just are not learning their lessons, St. Cloud. That is, the Icebreakers, they're playing a physical game, and the refs are just saying, you know what? We've told you this. That's a penalty. We're going to call it. And that time it was Miranda Milbauer. She's a senior, and she'll sit for 2 minutes to sit in.
Do you think maybe the emotions of this game, with a bigger crowd maybe than they've had their entire careers?
They're probably jacked up a little bit, yeah.
The outside and the physical play is definitely getting to them. That's the 5th penalty on St. Cloud today. Granted, their penalty kill has been fantastic, 4 for 4 on the day, but that's the 5th and the 3rd checking call.
Yeah, you can't keep giving Sartell Sauk Rapids chances. It sounds like a broken record, but they're good on the power play.
On the other side, Sauk Rapids trying to figure it out. They've been good on the power play this season, not so good today. Cornelius sends it all the way down. Sauk Rapids will start. Walters picking up speed in her own zone as she rings around the net. The near side breakout. He's pushed back in, but Walters regains possession. Walters to the backhand, still loose. Musalewicz kicks it across to the corner.
That rebound was juicy. That was sitting out front for a little bit. Sartell Sauk Rapids just wasn't in the same zip code.
If anybody's going to get it going for Sauk Rapids, it's probably number 20 in blue.
Yeah, she would be a good pick for someone to put the biscuit in the basket. And they desperately need one right now. You know, you talk about that next goal wins kind of theory. I mean, it's not over if St. Cloud scores again, but this is a really big next goal for both teams.
They always say in hockey from every level that goal number 3 for either team, for any side at any level, goal number 3 can be the day.
Yes, absolutely. That seems to be the way, and they also say that a 2-goal lead is the toughest lead to hold.
So both teams trying to figure things out here with 6:18 to go in the second period. Just a minute ago, it was Cornelius getting the goal for St. Cloud. Now she's got another chance. She throws a clapper just high and wide.
She loves being around the net. There's no question about it.
She's got a cannon of a shot. Now it's Rude. Pushing across, still with it, trying to kick it back to her stick, but she couldn't control.
Marvelous hands, able to keep that puck in front of her with her feet as well. She's good with the puck.
St. Cloud's penalty kill, trying to keep it bottled up in Sauk Rapids zone. Now it's Walters, just finding time and space. She found some, shot on net. Musalewicz the save. Nobody home on the front door for the rebound. Far side boards it goes and pushed back in as St. Cloud had a chance at an odd-man rush shorthanded. Now maybe they do.
That's home with the puck.
Home with it. Her shot gloved and held on to as the Icebreakers get 5 back on the ice. And that'll do it 5 for 5 on the penalty kill.
If you're St. Cloud, you're like, that was quick. That really went quick. They tried to limit the opportunities. They did a good job at that. Sauk Rapids has got to be a little bit frustrated.
A nice play there by Holm as she was able to strip the puck, come down the side, and shot on net, but another nice save by the goaltender in black and blue. And she sparks Sauk Rapids the other way. Lauren Wenzel with it tied up along the boards. Now back out to the point it goes. St. Cloud with a chance, 3-on-2. Pushing through, but it goes wide. Home again looking for something. Now just kick back out to the point as St. Cloud regroups. Dumped back in deep.
Chamernick tried to get deep in the zone, but it actually went right to the defender for Sartell. This is going to be icy.
Now Chamernick will chase, but it will go down all the way back into St. Cloud's end, and it'll be on the left of the St. Cloud netminder.
The music, the atmosphere, a good time for all to be had right now.
That's right, and everybody seems to be having a great time in between intermissions or during intermissions and in between puck drop. They're playing music and the food and everything, and it's been a great experience.
It's a festival atmosphere.
What better way to do it than to play a game outside? Now Cornelius with speed cuts to the middle, tries to throw it on net. No call coming as she was looking for a trip. She was brought down, but Rude corrals it, tries to throw it back to her favorite partner in Cornelius. But maybe a breakaway, it's Walters. One-on-one at the line, trying to gain room. Brings it forehand, backhand, she scores! Walters pulls it within a goal, and we talked about it. If someone wants to get back in it, it was going to be number 20, and she pulls within a goal.
North-south, she just took it down the ice and knew what to do with the puck when she got close to the net. A little lapse on the defense for St. Cloud. Let's take a look at the replay.
Turnover at the line, and back the other way came Walters, the leading scorer on this team. She gives a little shiver, forehand, backhand, and back to the forehand she goes, and she slips it back past Musalewicz, her first blemish on the night, and it's 2-1 as the Sauk Rapids Sartell Storm and Sabres pull within a goal. 3:50 to go here in the second period.
And we have a game, a 2-1 game that is, again, we talked about it all game long, how tight these games can be versus heated rivals, cross-town rivals, starting out Hockey Day Minnesota and what they're calling Hockey Day Minnesota Eve.
So with all the power play chances that Sauk Rapids has been unable to capitalize on, it's a turnover by St. Cloud in their own zone that makes it a 1-goal game. Now St. Cloud trying to figure things out and get that goal right back. They send their top line to do that. Maybe a little bit of a line change. Excuse me, it's their second line out on the ice right now. But Rude out there on the ice as she's slammed up against the boards.
Yeah, it's kind of their second line because Matthias is playing with Rude and Cornelius looks like. I don't think Brooke Arvidsson's playing right now. She's that first line right wing.
That's right. Cornelius has the last goal for St. Cloud. She takes it over, tries to cut to the net. And She regains as it was broken up. Now taken out by the ref, and back comes Sauk Rapids.
Redigan with the back check as it gets dumped into the zone, and St. Cloud regroup.
Carly Hansen was the one dumping it in deep. Now looking for Cornelius on the near side boards, but Sauk Rapids with a little bit of jump in their step after the goal by Walters. St. Cloud coming the other way. Brought in on net. Damaris in to make the save.
Well, it's getting rough and tumble out there. The bodies are flying around. Anytime that puck's in front of the net, they're going to try and put a body on it. And you take a look at the action right in front.
We've seen some physical play all night. Nice shot on net. Damaris equal to the task as she gets a glove on it. Just kind of trickled in on her. Not a full shot there, as it was St. Cloud applying the pressure. Now Walters, the goal scorer, behind her own net. She can go coast to coast. She might try. Walters streaking down the side. Two St. Cloud defensemen back. Great back check, but Walters' shot on net is kicked into the corner. She's dangerous, 20 in black and blue.
Very dangerous and very deliberate with her path to the net. She says, just catch me, try.
St. Cloud trying to clear their own zone, held in though, and sent back into the corner. That was Grace McCabe. Now Paulson goes off the boards and she lucks out as it hits a ref skate back to her. She'll gain. Wenzel ties up along the boards and in deep it goes. Cornelius to chase. Matheson in after it, but Cornelius just chips it back in deep to Rude. Rude knocked off the puck. And back comes Lauren Wenzel. She loses it though. Not a great place to lose it. Out to Cornelius. She fans. Tip back in front by Rude. Another chance still loose. And Damaris makes another nice save.
You know, you talk about special hockey players, and they have the attributes that make them a special player. And what Allie Cornelius has is she just has a knack to know where the puck's going to be. You know, she glides around a little bit, but then all of a sudden the puck is on her stick. It's like she knew kind of where it was going to go. And once you get it, then doing something with it makes her even more special.
Great players know how to finish. Those top two players on St. Cloud have both gotten a goal tonight. They're the reason it's a 2-1 game.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the second period.
Now looking for Walters break out in the zone with 60 ticks remaining here in the second period. Back comes St. Cloud trying to get another one here late in this period. Taylor Holm pushes it along the board. She's tied up by McCabe. Out to the point it goes, but pushed in, and Holm recovers. On net it goes. Damaris kicks it into the corner. Dumped right back in with 24 seconds to go in the period. Sauk Rapids maybe with one final rush as McCabe tries to hold it in. Weber will start the other way. She'll just get it into St. Cloud territory and chase after it. 8 seconds to go in a very jam-packed period. So that will do it. St. Cloud gets a goal, so does Sauk Rapids, and it's 2-1 after 2 periods of play. And what'd you notice in that second period from both ends of the ice?
Rejuvenated life for Sartell Sauk Rapids. You know, St. Cloud had him on the ropes. They had him down 2. And to Sartell Sauk Rapids' credit, they were not giving up. And sheer determination by Brooke Walters has this a 2-1 game going into the third period. That's gonna be a great period.
That's right, and it was a goal by Rude in the first period, and then Cornelius in the second to give St. Cloud the 2-0 lead. But then Sauk Rapids bounced back. Walters, the goal scorer, and on both ends of the ice, it's been the leading scorers getting it done.
Yeah, the cream of the crop has been leading the way for both teams, and they're going to need that in the third period. They're going to need the whole team. They're going to need the whole team.
So if you're Sauk Rapids, what do you need to see in period number 3 to get a victory tonight?
I think I have to tighten up a little bit of defense and not allow the free skating. I mean, Cornelius got loose a couple times. Sure, that's going to happen. She's a good skater and she finds open ice. But they're going to have to find a way to keep that on the outside, like their predecessor, like the St. Cloud Icebreakers are doing against Sartell Sauk Rapids. They're keeping them on the outside.
It's been a great second period and a great game here on day 1 of Hockey Day in Minnesota. We'll be back for your third period action as St. Cloud and Sartell try to figure things out here on Hockey Day in Minnesota. Here at Hockey Day Minnesota, they've got the Skol chant going as the Minnesota faithful are pretty excited about their Minnesota Vikings as they get set for Sunday's matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Here we've got a good hockey game of our own as the Sauk Rapids Sartell is taking on St. Cloud in a 2-1 hockey game. Now with the puck is Walters, and she is the goal scorer. Onside at the line, Walters quickly into the zone, spins on the brakes. She's trying to find the tying goal. Kick back into the corner, it goes. Joe Scarella alongside Joe Erickson for a very exciting third period it should be. And what are you expecting?
Well, I'm expecting both teams coming out knowing that they can't leave anything in the locker room. I mean, the Herb Brooks, you know, you'll take it to your grave if you don't play well in this third period. For the Icebreakers, they just need to control play and limit the opportunities for Sartell Sauk Rapids. So Sartell Sauk Rapids, they're going to have to start taking some chances offensively. I know it's only a 2-1 game, but it's only 1 period left of hockey, so let's see what happens.
If you didn't notice the goaltending change, like a lot of people didn't, Stockinger on net, and she's challenged by Cornelius. She was in there in the second period. It's kind of tough to tell. 30 and 31, both these two goalies have split time this year, and they are each getting their own chance on the outdoor ice.
Well, not only that, Joe, but I think you'll agree, sensor overload. We are looking at the game, we're looking at the fans, looking at everything that's going around, and it's just really hard to exactly pinpoint changes like that.
Absolutely right, and they're dealing with stuff on the ice as well, including the shadows, as some of the lights are on, some of them are not, but clearly not as bright as a normal hockey arena.
No, definitely the case, and that puck getting the shadows, it's kind of hard to pick it up. I remember playing hockey outdoors when I was a kid, and yeah, it's a little difficult outside.
That's the fun of the game, and that's the fun of the weekend, as the elements will challenge, and so will the opposing team, as that one goes for icing, and back into St. Cloud, and it goes. And St. Cloud's been good so far, including their goaltender.
They've been really good, and you bring up Moose. She's been doing a fantastic job in net. She has been all season. They're going to need her. I mean, you know, the 3 elements, offense, defense, and goaltending, need to be sharp in all 3 categories, and St. Cloud has the edge in at least 2 of those categories.
Usilewicz with 26 saves on 27 shots. Give another to her there, as that one was pushed on net and then cleared back out to the point. Trebek throws one just wide as she was looking for a tip in front. As Sauk Rapids has had that tip play. Now a bad turnover. Blocked aside back out to the point. Shot still in front. And Sartell is doing everything they can to try to find the equalizer, but now it's St. Cloud back the other way.
There's Holm with the Jets getting it deep, and that's what they like to do. Throw it in deep and then chase after it.
Holm pushes the puck in and finds it on the other side. The 8th grader is Holm. 1 goal on the year and 3 assists, and she's been a big part of this St. Cloud unit.
She really has. She's got that second line flying out there and doing a real nice job.
Cromwell dumps in deep for Sauk Rapids, then leaves the ice. And the Storm and Sabres trying to put on the pressure they need. Paulson ties up along the boards. Now pushed high into the air, glove down, and Hansen will play it with a backhand in the neutral zone. Hansen again.
Pressured by Erickson there and a couple others. They'll get the puck back and try and send her back in.
We just saw Schonenberg, she lost an edge. Now she plays one-on-one with a St. Cloud stick, able to force a shot from a long distance and gloved by Stockinger it was.
Well, it's nice to have an inside track. Just got a text from parents of Brooke Arvidsson. Not sure if she's going to returning. Possible broken radius in the elbow. She can't hold the stick.
Well, you need to do that, especially for Brooke Arvidsson, who's got 9 goals and 10 assists this season. She's a very talented player, and she will be missed by this St. Cloud unit as they hit the final 13 minutes, 29 seconds of play.
Well, and she's gritty too. She's the one on that top line that will get in there and wreak havoc on the defense. So as we continue play, the names and the players are coming in for the alumni game, and this is proving to be a great night.
We just saw Coach Eric Rude of the St. Cloud State women's hockey team. He's here. He just is finding his seat, and he has a daughter who's got a goal tonight, and it's the reason it's 2-1.
I also ran into Coach Craig Dahl in intermission. Said hi to him, and it's gonna be a lot of conversations tonight.
Header with the turnover to the aforementioned Rude, who gives it right back up to Walter.
I like my cam 5. I love my camera 5.
Shot on net, steered aside by the stick of Musinewicz. And St. Cloud trying to get out of their zone. Now back comes Cornelius, just too wide. This will go for icing. The Sauk Rapids will get another offensive zone opportunity.
A little bit of relaxed play by St. Cloud right now. They're trying to keep it on the outside. That is what they keep the threats to a minimum. Don't relax on the Sartell Sauk Rapids team. They're explosive and they can score on a drop of a dime.
Walters had the goal that made it 2-1 last time these two teams met. Earlier this year, they skated to a 2-2 tie. That went to overtime. No one found the back of the net. We have 12:27 in regulation, and it's a 2-1 game, so a very similar effort on both ends. Only difference is they're playing on the outdoor pond on Hockey Day, Minnesota, in front of a very hefty crowd.
Yeah, this is just fantastic. I mean, you talk about it for weeks and months, and you look forward to it. They had the countdown, 5 days to go, 4 days to go, 3 days tomorrow, and here it is, and you just feel it. You just feel it.
I remember being back here with 100 days to go. They were making a deal about it.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a goal! And Sauk Rapids ties the game right off the face-off.
Well, I kind of just said that they can't relax, and they just kind of did. And they're dangerous, Sartell Sauk Rapids.
How about Madison Molnar, her 3rd goal of the season? The junior ties the game at 2-2. And this one is about to get very, very interesting with 12:07 to go.
Absolutely is, and the fans are loving this. Nick Thibault is a little nervous, and right to be, as they've given the last 2 goals.
What a crazy play right off the face-off. Somehow Molnar finds it, throws it on net, and it looked like the goaltender never saw it. Went right by Musilewicz, and the game is tied 2-2. And what a way to kick off Hockey Day Minnesota Eve, as Cornelius and that top line start back. How about the leading goal scorer? Cornelius looking top right, over the net it goes.
She can fire the puck on net, and she can pick corners, just a little high on that one.
Rude retains, looking back on the give and go. Stockinger with the save. Now tied up, and things getting physical down below the goal line. As you talked about it, this is a rivalry game, and we've got a 2-2 effort.
Oh, they know everybody. Let's take a look at this replay.
Both teams firing at the net. It was St. Cloud trying to get the 3-2 lead, but Stockinger makes the save on the last one, and we just saw the goal by the Muehlner to make it a 2-2 game, and now on the other end it was St. Cloud, but Stockinger keeps it tied even. Now Rude looking for Cornelius. Stockinger, big save. Back out to the point it goes. One-timer goes wide, as that was a slap shot off from the point.
Good sign, Arvidsson back on the ice for St. Cloud Icebreakers.
So she was unlikely to return, but she's fighting her way back. She's not going to let this opportunity pass her by in a tie game on Hockey Day, Minnesota. She wants to make a difference for her team.
She is very tough. She's had some broken bones before, and very, very physical hockey player.
We saw Brooke Arvidsson go down in the first period of the game, and she didn't play at all in the second, and very little and late in the first. But she is back here in the third period on that top line with Cornelius and Rude.
Yeah, again, she couldn't grip the stick is what I'm told. So she's got that ability now, and she's playing, and we got 10:35 to go.
It's a little different, too, when you're playing in cold temperatures.
Right.
Maybe that just has an effect on your play and especially on your physical performance here as we hit the late stages of this game. Both teams physically tired, both teams battling for a big Central Lakes Conference win.
Yeah, and St. Cloud, they really need the 2 points. They can't afford a tie if they want to oust Brainerd from the top spot, as Brainerd has a game in hand.
Out of the zone comes Sauk Rapids, or so it seemed until it was held in. Now kicked back out to the Hockey Day Minnesota logo at neutral ice and dumped right back in. Since the goal, it's been St. Cloud putting on the pressure. Orth can't handle, and Cummings will just toss it in. Watch out for Walters as she's out on the ice. She'll gain the zone by her own bench. Now she's able to stick away. Just fighting to push it deep into the zone, and she does just that onto the stick of Lauren Wenzel. Wenzel battling, she's got support with Orth. Tries to do it herself, taken away there. And back comes St. Cloud. Abby Charanek pushed down into the box. Will go Sauk Rapids.
That's going to be a penalty on Sartell Sauk Rapids, as you just mentioned, and the opportunity for the power play for St. Cloud Icebreakers with 9:19 left in the third, tie ball game.
That's Anna Orth to the box, the sophomore, her 5th penalty of the season. And St. Cloud will get a power play, trying to strike back after the goal that was given up with 12 minutes to go in the period. 3 minutes later, they have the man advantage.
Yeah, and the secret is going to be get to the net, trying to simulate what Sartell Sauk Rapids does so well.
Draw one cleanly. You're going to see that top line once again. Body checking, that's the 4th time we've seen that called tonight. As Orth goes to the box, St. Cloud to their power play. One-timer blocked, as in front of it was McCabe, and out of the zone it goes. Sophia O'Neill trying to shake a defender.
Here comes Cornelius.
Cornelius finds Rude breaking out of the zone. Now give and go back to Cornelius. Cornelius to the backhand, tries to slip it through the 5-0, she scores! What a move by Cornelius. Man, oh man, is she good.
She's absolutely electric. The replay coming up, and you just see those hands. That's talent.
Cornelius with a fantastic move. She got the puck back from Rude after she gave the give and go. She pulled it to the backhand and slipped it 5-hole on Stockinger. And just like that, the power play strikes for St. Cloud, and they have the 3-2 lead. Rude's second assist of the game, and it was Cornelius' second goal of the game, as that top line has been electric.
They have been electric indeed, Joe, and the special teams, you just talk about the importance of that. It's just, it goes without saying that if you can score on the power play, they controlled it so well in the zone. It was choreographed.
That's St. Cloud, that new to be St. Cloud State member, as a lot of the Husky fans here are definitely excited to see Cornelius wearing red again for the Huskies.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun next year and the years to come as she adjusts to the college game. No doubt there will be some tough times at the beginning, but it's speed change. But she's got game, and she's going to try and show that she can play at any level.
Match her with Julia Tilke, and Coach Eric Rude is going to have a lot of talent on the front end.
And that program is evolving. It is coming from the depths of nowhere to really making themselves a factor in the WCHA.
So it's St. Cloud taking the lead, 3-2. Cornelius' second goal of the game. And the leading scorer gets another one. That's her 30th goal of the year. Mark it, that's 30 in just 20 games this season. That's ridiculous. Now Walters trying to figure it out. She's got the only goal. Her pass just too far for Anna Orth. Now Rude loses it, and Wemple throws it back in. St. Cloud spinning away in their own zone. They have a new lead with 8-10. Sauk Rapids trying to gain the momentum back. Walters wins the battle. To the point it goes. Trying to find a stick in front for a tip. And Walters couldn't hold. Now she does. A little bit of miscommunication. Now played off. Thrown on net. It was gloved in and out of the hands. And Walters regains.
Kind of feels like a power play right now. They're just skating around on the outside of the ice. St. Cloud is letting them do that right now.
A tired top line for St. Cloud. They're in trouble. Mishandled at the line, dumped back in deep as St. Cloud goes for a change. Excuse me, Sauk Rapids goes for a change as St. Cloud will break out. It's the goal scorer, Cornelius, just trying to get it in deep. She does that, and that's a big line change for the girls in red.
Yeah, unfortunately, she didn't gain the red line, so it's going to be icing. And Sartell Sauk Rapids sets up with the face-off to try and get a good shot on net and try and tie this up. 7:18 left, Joe. We got a barn burner here.
That's right, and for those of you familiar with college and the pros, they can't change on an icing. In high school, you can. So even though it was an icing, St. Cloud gets a new line out, and they get fresh legs, which was desperately needed. Now it's a 2-on-2 back the other way. Back checking is Sauk Rapids, dumped in deep.
We hope you're enjoying this broadcast. The sights and sounds, the tap of the stick on the outside just echoes through the winter air.
Don't forget, coming up after this game, the St. Cloud State alumni game at 7:30. Former St. Cloud greats, both on the men's and women's side, get a chance to show off what they have.
Or what they may have lost.
Or what they may have lost, exactly right. Lauren Wenzel's shot took a funny hop on the goaltender, but Musalewicz able to kick it to the corner. She's been tested a lot today, but she's been fantastic. 31 saves on the night. One of the most she's been tested this season.
You know, one of the things I pre-scouted and pointed out that, you know, the use of the boards, St. Cloud hasn't used it as much as they have in games I've seen. It really hasn't been a factor. They try and trigger and shoot them out and try and get a breakaway that way. Perhaps Sartell's been good about defending that as well. So just a further update on the pre-scout.
That's right, different boards here as there's not as much support, which makes them a little bit more springy. So you might expect later on this week to see a lot of the players using that spring boards to try to kick it back out in front of the net. Tipped right at the line. They're going to call it no icing as it goes down. And St. Cloud controls in their own zone. Now we got another penalty coming. This could be another checking if you're not careful, and Sauk Rapids will go to the box. But first, how about St. Cloud 2-on-1? Just rung in deep, as I don't think Bredigan realized she had numbers at the line. And now we've got a whistle as Sauk Rapids will go to the box, and an ill-timed penalty for Sartell Sauk Rapids.
Yeah, they're going to have to wear off this 2 minutes and make it, you know, back to a game where with 3:35 left, 5:35 now, 2 minutes later, they hope to have it still a 3-2 game. And St. Cloud is looking to ice this one and get a 2-goal lead here.
That's a trip on junior Libby Asper. Back to the power play goes St. Cloud. They scored on their last one. Cornelius with a bomb, and it's gloved by Stockinger. She had the goal on the last power play, and she's throwing on some more now.
Yep, yeah, she does that so well. As you take her on the boards, she just takes that slapper, and a shot on net's never a bad play. Look for a rebound or anything that's close to the net. Didn't happen, but good shot on net.
That looked like Alex Ovechkin territory right there on the top of the circle, the one-timer. That's his camp, and that's where Cornelius has set up today. Now Cornelius grabs again. Tries to throw it out to O'Neill. She does, but it clears the zone. And St. Cloud will dump it in and regain a little bit of momentum here. Trying to clear the zone, but O'Neill was able to jump in front of it. It goes up into the netting, and we get a whistle and a face-off in the St. Cloud offensive zone.
Less than 5 minutes to go, Joe, and you know, they've got 121 left in the power play. St. Cloud does. Arvidsson get in front of the net and look to the power play line to try and put it in.
Rude's pass for Cornelius off the face-off, unable to connect, and now into the bedding, the bench, excuse me. I was gonna say netting and bench at the same time. It came out bedding. It goes into the bench, and Sauk Rapids will, unfortunately for them, have to go back into their own zone.
You know, these players, O'Neill put one on a play earlier for St. Cloud State, and now one goes into the bench of Sartell, and these players are almost apologetic. I love that about the high school athlete.
Now a pass for the point, nearly intercepted, but it's brought back into the corner, and this will be a short-lived power play for St. Cloud. They're going to the penalty box, and it's going to be a 4-on-4 chance, as
that's Arvidsson.
It was Arvidsson back as she dumps the defender.
Yeah, she's strong. She's a very strong player. So when you get close and the action, I mean, she may not have pushed her that hard, but because the other girl fell down, they're bound to call a penalty.
Well, better Arvidsson back out on the ice and in the box than not back out on the ice at all, as it was good to see her back from a injury earlier in the game. Now 4-on-4 play as we near 4 minutes to go in regulation play.
Walters on the ice for Sartell Sauk Rapids. You know St. Cloud's gonna be watching her. Here she comes.
She gets it now, 2-on-1. Walters leading the rush. She's got Orth with her. To the front, they score! Walters to Orth, tie game late on Hockey Day, Minnesota. What a beautiful play by 20-3.
You know, that turnover, and Walters knows what to do with the puck. It's just a dangerous situation when you have that. Here's a replay. Take a look at it.
What a beautiful play by Walters as she steals it, comes down the far side. She knows she's got Orth with her. Bad turnover pass across, and Orth buries past the goaltender, and we have a tie game. And what a fantastic way to start Hockey Day, Minnesota, Joe. This has been a great atmosphere, and we've had a great hockey game.
Yeah, it sure is. It's been a lot of fun calling the game with you, and here we go, down to 4:10 left.
And we've got a lot more hockey, and we might have a lot more hockey in this one with 3 to go in this first game on Hockey Day, Minnesota. And the eve as Walters, who had the assist, she starts back and finds the goal scorer in Orth. Orth trying to go through the legs of O'Neill. Can't. Rude looking for Cornelius. She's looking for number 3. Can't go by a stick. And tied up along the boards. Another broken twig back out there, so it seems.
Yeah, that was the foreshadowing I was talking about with the use of the boards. Rude to Cornelius, they couldn't spring it, but they tried.
Mallory Header starts in. Looking for a shot on net. Nice rebound control, but held in the zone.
This is the time of the game where any mistake is magnified. Shots on net are going to be crucial for both teams.
Sophia O'Neill locked up in a battle. Now in for support is Matheson. Now trying to clear, can't, as it's held in. Now all the way back down with 3 minutes to go in the game. They were looking for Cornelius. It was deflected, so it won't be an icing. Now losing an edge.
Short little power play for Sartell Sauk Rapids right now.
Arvidsson still in the box after she got the call. It was 4-on-4 when Orth got the goal to tie the game. This one clear all the way down. Stockinger decides to play it.
2.5 left now, Joe.
We hit the final stretch of this one. Wenzel brings it in, brings to the backhand, all clear. Her shot didn't look like she got all of it.
Looked like she might have been trying to pass. I'm not sure if it was a shot or a pass, but either way, St. Cloud avoids trouble there.
Off the end wall it goes. Played nicely at neutral zone. Sauk Rapids with a little jump, but how about a turnover? Now it's a 2-on-0 break. Into the zone, pass across, looking for Cornelius out of her reach. And that could have been the game ball. This one still on net, held in tight, and Stockinger put a glove on it. And what a chance for St. Cloud, but nothing doing.
Boy, that sure was. Tight end, 2-on-0. It's so easy to make that pass, but the shot would have been fine too. It's hard to second guess these. Here we go.
2-on-0, and Stockinger with the chances. She looked for Cornelius, and it was just missed off the end as Cornelius couldn't get a stick on it. Now we got a timeout on the ice. As St. Cloud and Sauk Rapids Sartell, the Storm and Sabres, are locked up at 3 goals apiece. And once again, we see a tight game between these two programs.
It's just one of those things where it's going to come down to it. We got 3s on the board. 3-3, third period, 157, 36 shots on net for Sartell Sauk Rapids on the big board here on the shores of Lake George on what is just an extremely nice night. The weather is cooperating, and we've got great action on the ice.
That's right. It's been a great game and a great night for hockey. Clear skies. There's no snow in the forecast at all, and these St. Cloud fans are appreciating that as the venue is awesome. They've got fire shooters in the back. Everybody's got their hot chocolate on the outdoor pond. It's been a pond hockey game, and we've seen a lot of dangles from both sides of the ice, including Brooke Walters and Anna Orth, and Allie Cornelius and Gabby Rude. Both of those top scorers are going to be prevalent in the final minute 57 and maybe more here on Hockey Day Minnesota Eve.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things where one shot, one break, one bounce to the puck. Who knows what's going to happen?
St. Cloud wins the draw. They set up the play as it's rung around to Cornelius. She tries to filter back the other way to Rude. Rude can't corral, and down hard in front of the net was a St. Cloud player. Arvidsson lost an edge, it seemed. Now back comes Sauk Rapids into the zone. Orth shot high and into the glove as Musa Lewich makes a nice save as it was right towards her head.
Nice drop pass by McCabe as the Sartell Sauk Rapids Stormin' Sabres try and put a dagger at 134 mark. This is getting very, very interesting. Both teams punch, counter punch.
Offensive zone face-off, and an important one. Header can't corral it though, and Walters ties up along the boards. Now Orth trying to push her way in, but St. Cloud seemed like they had control, but a bad play on the end boards is kicked out to Walters. Now a shot just goes wide. Another loose stick there. And back to McCabe. McCabe tries to find Orth, but it's too far for her stick. And sent back in. Sauk Rapids with a little bit of energy. Header tripped up, but no call. McCabe will kick it in deep. They're going to let him play now with a minute remaining in regulation. 3-3 game. It was Orth who tied it. That one just goes wide as Musalewicz never saw it.
Sartell with just a little more energy right now. They've got control of this last minute right now.
Holm couldn't control. Walters spinning away. Out it goes. Still loose shot. Musalewicz kicks it across. Working behind the net. Walters to the front. Still loose. And taken away.
Here comes Holm.
Holm with the chance. She's all by herself. 1-on-4. Dumps it in. She's going to chase after it. She wins the race. What an individual effort. All by herself. She kicks it across. Great play there. Back out to the slot it comes. And it's kicked out to the far side boards. Fanning on a pass, but regaining. Now to Rude. 2-on-1 at the line. She kind of fans on the pass as she was looking for Arvidsson fresh out of the penalty box.
Boy, that would have been a huge play with such a short amount of time left this game. I think that's going to be the horn.
My oh my, yeah, we're going to overtime, and it seemed like that final minute ticked away just like that. What a battle, and we have a great way to start this one. Extra hockey here on Hockey Day Minnesota Eve.
Oh my goodness, I tell you what, the anticipation of this matchup, the anticipation of the night is all come to fruition and then some. This has been a joy.
Let's start with St. Cloud. What have you seen from them tonight that you've liked, and what have you seen from them tonight that needs to be fixed here in overtime?
Well, I've liked what they've done with the puck around the net. What I haven't liked is their willingness to let Sartell, Sauk Rapids skate around the puck, and it's cost them a couple times.
And on the other side for Sauk Rapids, it was Orth getting the goal. Her and Walters have been pretty good. What have you liked from Sauk Rapids, Sartell?
I like their patience. I like the fact that they can skate around the outside, knowing that the chance isn't there. They've got to stay a little bit patient, and that's what they've done. And again, the effort from Walters on that goal, the whole team just seemed to pick up on that passion and want to just get this game in the books. Right now, a tie game. Sartell Sauk Rapids is doing all they can to try and make it a 4-3 victory.
If you missed any of the action so far in this one, in the first period, it was Cornelius starting the scoring. Root starting the scoring. Cornelius had the assist, and then it was the other way. Cornelius from Root to make it a 2-0 game, and that was in the second period. Later in that second period, it was Brooke Walters who got the goal to make it 2-1, and things started to heat up, and we went to a 3-2 hockey game after Allie Cornelius got a second, and then finally just a few minutes ago, it was Orth tying the game at 3 goals apiece, and that's where we stand heading into overtime as the fans are packed in for this one.
And they're doing the Macarena, why not? It's throwback. I mean, the alumni are coming in.
That's exactly right. We have the alumni game coming up next, and we have 1 minute until overtime starts up, as we've just seen some of the current and former Huskies rolling in the door, including players on the women's side. Alyssa Erickson, one of the top scorers on that St. Cloud State women's hockey team. She found her seat here at a fantastic venue.
Well, and that's the great thing about that. The next game is that the camaraderie and the support of the program. Current and past coaches, players, some dating back to the 80s before Herb Brooks.
That's
so
right.
they'll be throwing on the. I'm pretty sure they weren't throwing on the silver blades. They probably had the up to current equipment by now.
That's right.
But a program that's deep in history, just not that final step history. Getting to the Frozen Four a couple times, having a lot of NHLers. Brett Hennigan won the Cup. Cullen's still playing. He won the Cup. There's plenty of names out there and plenty of stories. But right now, let's focus back on this one right here. We got a great overtime battle.
That's right. We have a story going on right here, overtime, between St. Cloud Icebreakers and the Sartell Sauk Rapids Storm and Sabres. Taking the draw will be Header in the blue and green. And on the other side, Gabby Rude, the center, number 24, her 15th goal of the season earlier today.
They are just waiting for the scoreboard to get set. And they are playing 8 minutes. They had 5 up earlier, 8-minute overtime. Here we go.
We've got an 8-minute 5-on-5 overtime. First to score gets the win. If no one scores, it goes in the books as a tie, which is too bad with an unbelievable game we've had. But it's great to see 8 minutes on the clock of extra hockey. Hansen out at the point, trying to get something going on the net. And it took a weird hop on Musalewicz, but she steers aside. Now Sartell, unable to hold the zone. St. Cloud pushes out to center. These two teams went to a 2-2 tie earlier this year. Rude with a nice stick play to keep it in the zone. Rude looking to the slot. Cornelius couldn't corral.
Cornelius pulled down a little bit.
St. Cloud fans looking for a penalty. They won't get one. Instead, the other way comes Sauk Rapids. A nice defensive play by Milbauer. You might not see Cornelius leave the ice for 8 minutes for how long she's been out tonight. 2-on-2 comes back for Sauk Rapids. Push to the outside. That shot on net and gloved by Musalewicz.
A little bit different theory in my mind for St. Cloud State. Their defense is stepping up. They don't want any shots to come in.
We get a whistle just 1 minute into the first overtime period. Back out to the point, that one off the blocker of Musalewicz. And St. Cloud trying to get it out of the zone. Held in. Now they finally get it out to neutral. Off off the far side boards on the lake side of your screen. And it's tied up along the boards and finally broken loose.
Both teams trying to avoid any mistakes, that's for sure.
Crowell throws one on net, kicked into the corner. Now St. Cloud will gain possession. And now this one nearing offsides, but it looked like Swingle just left the puck there. And it'll be dumped in deep as St. Cloud goes for a change. Rude trying to find it behind the net. Pushed up but not out. Milbauer throws it in. Stockinger, her first test of the overtime. 6 minutes to go. 2 minutes gone here in the OT. Cornelius ringing around. She's got speed, she's got skill. Shot high but easily gloved by Stockinger.
And Stockinger making sure not to drop that puck, because any rebound right now in overtime is magnified. It's huge because anyone on the crease area, they're going to bury that puck with the opportunity. Look at the shots at it, 40-26.
Absolutely, and Stockinger doing about half the work as she came in the second period. She's been good ever since. And now Walters. She's been great all night. A goal and an assist for her. Walters pushes out, intercepted there, but O'Neill loses the handle. Now Rude behind her own net will try to spring Cornelius. Can't do so.
Nice job of forechecking by Sartell Sauk Rapids.
High off the wall and back out to neutral ice it comes. Hansen spinning away, pressured by Cornelius. We've called 6 in Red's number and name a lot today. She's been all over the ice. She picks it up with 5 minutes to go in OT. Somehow able to slip through neutral ice. Toe drag at the line, shot just over the top of the net as Stockinger tried to get a shoulder on it, but it went right over the top of her.
Yeah, she's got to get that shot down and get it on net so we can get a rebound, or so they can get a rebound rather.
Back and forth it's been so far. Paulson pressuring. And tipped back out as Hansen can't find it. And Molnar will regain. She tries to break it up, but a nice stick. Cleared back in for McCabe. Second on Sauk Rapids in scoring, but it's given up there. And gloved on by Stockinger as a near disaster turnover as it was Bredigan. Lauren Bredigan wide open in the slot.
Yeah, Bredigan, Erickson, and it looks like Holmer out there trying to keep the pressure on. I can't pick up the center's number right now, but good pressure put on, and they want to keep it in the zone. Let's see what happens here on the faceoff.
Lauren Wenzel trying to tie up, can't do it as Erickson wins it clean back. And Wenzel will regain behind her own net, but she loses it. It's in front. Wide open shot just over the top of the net. Stockinger might have got a piece of it. I think she did.
Yeah, that's Chamernick that was there.
Chamernick with a point-blank opportunity. Stockinger comes up big. And this will go down for icing. So with 3:53, we get an offensive zone faceoff for the St. Cloud Icebreakers. They have 27 shots on net today, and it's a 3-3 game. They're trying to find the one that'll go for the OT winner, and to do so, they've got the top line out.
Momentum has swung in St. Cloud's favor. Let's see if they can finish it off.
Rude wins the draw. O'Neill.
Dangerous pass.
O'Neill with a very dangerous pass as it was Walters who had a near breakaway. Now she sparks Orth. Orth had the last goal. Orth on a breakaway. Can she end it in overtime? Orth just misses the net. My goodness, what a pass from Walters as that one just goes wide of Musilewicz. Orth's dangerous. She had a chance there, couldn't do nothing, couldn't do anything with it. Now cleared out as Cornelius was cherry picking a little to the slot, looking to end this one. Why not? 3 minutes to go in this game.
Sartell Sauk Rapids gets the change. Here come the Icebreakers.
Fresh legs for Sauk Rapids, nearly caught on a change, but tipped in deep, it'll go. Sauk Rapids gains the puck. The Storm and Sabres trying to figure it out with 3 minutes to go.
Erickson gets it in deep, and Chamernick chases.
Pushed
Brennigan in front.
Chamernick ties up along the boards. Erickson trying to figure it out there on the side. And now still tied up. Every player on the ice fatigued for sure. They played a full game and then some, and it's been a good one. Behind the net. St. Cloud trying to find the back of the net. Push back out.
Well, if you're a Sartell Sauk Rapids fan or a St. Cloud fan, you got to be proud of these girls. They're playing an excellent game.
Sauk Rapids trying to clear the zone, can't. It's held in. Cornelius. No, they call it offsides and a late whistle. And it'll go outside of the zone as St. Cloud thought they had a chance to end it.
2:04 left, and both teams are leaving it all out there. The level of play is very high. Sometimes in overtime, people are trying to play mistake-free hockey. These players are trying to score and do the best they can out there.
Neither one of these teams wants to tie again. Both these teams have their top line out on the ice with 2 minutes to go. Cornelius backhands one deep into Sauk Rapids territory. A big tie up along the boards, won by Cornelius. She finds Rude. Rude looking for an option. Her only option's to back it to Arvidsson. Arvidsson cycling there, looking in front. Broken up by a stick and out to center. It goes, 1:38 remaining. Who, if anyone, can find one? Cornelius. Looking for Rude, has her. Maybe a 2-on-1. Rude trying to make a play, but a nice defensive play by Header. 90 seconds to go. Backhanded in. St. Cloud gets a change. The second unit will come. Cornelius stays. Now we get a whistle.
They didn't tag up in time. It was one of those things where it was very close, but the ref called it delayed offsides, and we'll bring it out to the neutral zone with 1:10 left in a barn burner, a nail biter. You pick the word, you pick the cliche. This has just been fantastic hockey.
1 minute remaining. Sauk Rapids starting things out. Shot on net, steered aside. Now a wraparound attempt, cleared away. Another shot just goes wide. That one had a chance, less than a minute remaining. Can anyone get one? Sauk Rapids still with it in the zone. Backhanded in deep. Maybe a chance here. That was Wenzel. Still loose, tipped in front. That one just goes past. 38 remaining in the overtime. If no one scores it, it will be a tie. 30 seconds to go. Wenzel trying to fight for it, tied up along the boards. Neither team giving an inch. Now back out to the point it goes. Slap shot just tipped into the corner. 20 seconds to go. Held in the zone by McCabe. 15 remaining. Tied up along the boards. Can St. Cloud have a rush here? 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, get a shot by someone. Steered aside and into the corner it goes. And that will do it as game one ends in a tie, 3-3. And what a fantastic hockey game we just watched.
I am, Joe, I'm tired right now. That was a fantastic game, right down to the finish. Both teams got to be awfully proud of how they played. And I know I'm a proud parent of one of those St. Cloud players, as many other parents and family members. Again, the atmosphere is electric here. What a start to the weekend.
What a game by both these teams, and what a way to kick off the weekend. As you mentioned, a tie 3-3 as Sauk Rapids Sartell ties with St. Cloud. And a couple of the big players today were Brooke Walters. She had a goal and an assist, as well as Allie Cornelius, who had 2 goals. And what a weekend, what a game to start the weekend.
Yeah, just fantastic action, fantastic atmosphere as people are clamoring back and forth. You got the hockey village just to the side of the ring, flames flying up. It's goosebumps.
Well, don't go too far away. Game 2 is coming up in about 15 minutes. They're going to clear the ice, and then we have a pretty fun and exciting game, not as intense as the one we just watched, but it'll be the St. Cloud alumni game that's coming up here on the UTVS stream. For Joe Erickson, I'm Joe Scarella. We'll see you right back here for for Game 2 of Hockey Day, Minnesota.